What's going on, guys? It's your boy Alan with another pistol whipping episode of With a Grain of Salt. It's me, your boy Alan.
I'm Eddie.
Andrea, howdy.
No, I'm Eric.
And today, I thought somebody would carry on after that, and that was a good intro.
We can keep it.
We can do it.
We can keep this intro.
My bad, but today here we are, another action-packed episode, and it's great to be back here. I'm having a great time. How's everybody doing? How's everybody going?
Pretty good.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Alan. Yeah,
Real polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Growth development skills.
I'm housebroken now.
As always, we're not experts in any of the things we're going to talk about today, or at least we don't claim to be as of right now. I don't know about these guys. So take everything we say with a grain of salt.
Gotta do it.
I have a theoretical degree
And
in
I will
theoretical
continue
physics.
to not touch it.
Have we even introduced ourselves this time?
Yeah.
I said I was your boy Alan, and then I went like...
Oh wait, yeah, we did. Shit,
Wow.
I haven't drank one of these in a
starting.
while, and now my brain's fried.
And so it begins. I already been drinking mine. I'm full of this energy, as you can tell.
You always are. I've never seen you without...
Except last
I was
episode.
about to say, except last time, as you can tell, I
Hi,
was
I'm Alan.
in the green zone.
Bro, you were greener than the green screen on the table.
The green screen table had a competition last time, huh? But...
I could probably key you better than the table.
Who came through with the drinks?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
so
they're
good.
awesome.
Andrea?
You're welcome.
So you.
Oh, thanks.
Balstrovia.
Ooh.
Can we say that?
That's
You just can't
Putin
listen.
to good health.
What?
It's Russian. It's Putin. No, just playing. But yeah, no.
Russian goofy over here.
So we're just gonna name our language depending on who the president is.
I just
Last
think
year we were like, do y'all speak Trump? Now it's like, do y'all speak Biden?
I don't know. For me personally, I think say what you want about the Russians. Putin's a real badass. I don't know. I'd love for somebody to reference our language with like a cultural badass of our generation.
I don't know. You need to have a good name for it. It's like, y'all speak Eddie?
Or like
What would it be, English or
It's
Spanish?
usually not a good thing.
who's the most American person you can think of, and not besides the obvious answers, like an actor, like a pop culture icon, American as hell. Chuck
Clint
Norris. Yeah, along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd you say one?
Clint Eastwood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
The
Chuck Norris... No.
Chuck
He's
Norris.
Everything.
Nobody knows what The Rock even is. It's Samoan, I
She's-
think.
You guys could have. She was like about to say Chuck Norris, but it came out like Chuck Norris, and I'm just like, it is I, Chuck Norris, with like Thor's hammer.
What a shame. The hammer's way over there. You could have grabbed it. Oh.
I know, right? What a time for props.
It's okay, you're not worried.
Yeah, there you go. He's not worthy.
And all the Avengers are trying. I don't even try. I'm just sitting there.
She's going to be watching.
I'm not that guy.
You're not that guy.
Not that guy.
Not that guy.
Eric and I would be like Tony Stark and fucking Don Cheadle. I don't even say his character name.
It's just Don Cheadle.
He's Don Cheadle in everything he's in. Like, who cares? So we're going to be like, all right, grab it. Like, you get it out. Are you pulling it?
The other day I got into a huge conversation with somebody. I do that too. I always like reference him by his name and not the actress he is in movies. And then I did the total mistake of saying that he was in 16 Blocks. And to be honest, it's just very confusing because him and Mos Def kind of have the same acting style. They're very serious. Well, at least in that movie, it was a very serious role. So I could have sworn it was Don Cheadle in 16 Blocks, but it wasn't. It was Mos Def. And so it was like a whole thing. But yeah, and you know who I also thought he was, who actually looks very similar to him. Remember,
Yeah.
the guy from X-Men, Days of Future Past, or the one before that one. Remember the guy who played Darwin?
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I thought that was Don Cheadle too, and it wasn't. Like, he's such a, there's a lot of Don Cheadle lookalikes. But no, Don Cheadle's awesome. No, this is within reason. This is within reason. It's not like I'm out. It's not like it's not like it's a reach. It's not because it's a reach. This is within reason.
We're going to need a few more grains of salt.
There was a disclaimer. But no, yeah.
I like how it's not even 10 minutes in.
Yeah, you know me.
We're at 4:35 right now. We used to do like taste tests, Eric and I, like for energy drinks. So we're like, you know what? Let's try something new. We're gonna try this. Why? Because we saw it in the
Because it's
store.
better
and it was
to
like,
eat
yeah.
your calories than drink them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Help tip of the podcast for today.
And
Alright.
eat your carbs. That's for me. That one's for me.
If you have the choice of eating it or drinking it, eat it. Here you go. Grab one.
Ooh, I can smell it. You can smell
Yeah, it's
a
super
lot
strong.
of strawberry.
Now it tastes very.
Now wait.
You haven't even tasted it yet.
It smells very
Oh, it's like-
tasty.
My
Like
teeth
So
are
wait,
hurting.
you can taste through your fingertips, or did you touch it to your balls?
I was about to say, I heard there's other places you can taste
For
things.
those
man.
new to the podcast, that was a whole thing on the other episode. You have to Come back on that. Alright,
Ready?
down the hatch. 3,
Are we gonna
1.
dump?
I don't want to
Whatever.
touch
All
your
right.
I'm
donut
gonna
with my
touch some
donut.
Salt Rock with
Touch
it.
donuts? Touch
Fucking
nuts?
Wonder Twins.
Eat the nuts.
Who the fuck are we? The Wonder Twins? Like Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
It's like red velvet cake, like nutted in my mouth. It's like awesome. Tastes really good.
Well, they didn't hold back with these.
I don't know. Yeah, Betty Crocker can suck it. This is pretty good. What? That was a good one. I thought that was funny. I'll go with it. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I love everything sweet. I have a big sweet tooth. So this is actually pretty good. Like I'd buy it and I'd eat the whole bag in one sitting.
She has an amazing taste in pastries. She gets like the strawberry shortcake swirls, like the one with strawberry shortcake on it or whatever. But yeah, they're the best. And the zebra cakes. Like,
Yeah, it's usually Andrea buying like the
This
snacks for these.
And it's always like super sweet stuff. I'm sorry.
yeah, the fifth grader in me loves her flavor palette.
Talking about sweet stuff, have you been to Cheesecake Factory?
I have once. I went there on a date when I was in college.
That's probably the worst time to go because you can't really, you're like trying to impress them, not eat anything, you know? But that's the place you're supposed to like, try everything.
Well,
The
actually,
menu's way too fucking huge.
It wasn't for me, but I think that's because of COVID, they limited.
yeah, that
stuff.
makes sense.
But the cheesecake was so good. We had 2 and then 2 other samplers. And they're great.
And where was it?
The pineapple
Cheesecake
turnover
Factory?
cheesecake.
But like, is there one in the valley or was it in Midland or
San
something?
Antonio.
Oh,
There
okay.
is one in the valley.
Oh,
at
which
least I
one in
know.
San Antonio did you go to? The one
It's
at La
next-
Cantera?
it's in the mall.
Is it by Six Flags?
Yeah.
Okay.
La Cantera.
Yeah.
That's where I went. I think we just went because we were just walking around La Cantera, and I think we were like, oh, let's get cheesecake. And we got it and took it back to our dorms and we ate it there. And it was good. It's a big slice. They give you big slices.
That's the mall to go to in San Antonio, not the ones at the Riverwalk. I mean, it's why? It's almost like the ghetto mall of fucking San Antonio because it's nothing but like shitty tourists.
And Ingram. Ingram's very ghetto. But
Yeah.
I love that one. That was my favorite mall
I'm like,
to go to.
ghetto malls, you're speaking my language.
Exactly.
I mean, I was a little biased because I literally lived like a mile from La Cantera, but still.
You grew the hatred.
Yeah, well, I worked at a bar. It's no longer there. It was called The Worm, and it was a shot bar. And whenever like say we got there early, I got there early. I just go to the mall, walk around for a bit. And the only reason you go to that mall is if you want souvenirs, because there are souvenirs everywhere.
Big
Really
time.
pricey, but
Mall ninja shit.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mall
And-
Ninja shit.
But if you want a mall, like good shopping experience, you go to La Cantera because it's huge. It's outside, so God forbid it rains.
Is that the one with the Apple Store?
Apple Store.
That's how you know.
I don't know if it's still there, but right across the Apple Store was the Microsoft Store, but I don't think it's that anymore.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Microsoft has a store?
They did.
Yeah, no joke. I bet Apple kicked their ass with that one.
Yeah.
Everybody tried that for a minute. Yeah.
Everybody has to have their own store. We're gonna have. Well,
here we go.
we're gonna have our own store. And we're gonna put it right next to the Apple Store. What are we even?
The
gonna
salt
call it?
mine.
Ah,
The salt mine.
You know what? That's a good one.
That's my idea.
Copyright
I will
pending.
sue.
I
I
will
will sue your ass if you steal it from me.
That's if we can even afford the retainer fee.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Eesh. Shit, the last time I talked to a lawyer about a retainer fee, they were like, yeah, it's pretty much like a deposit. And it was like, yeah, it's like $7,000 for the retainer.
Oh my god.
And then if the lawsuit goes long enough, you're gonna keep paying more. So it could easily it's gonna be at least 7,000. And shit, even just for like legal advice, it was like 350. But then like, ugh, it's a huge pain in the ass.
And
I
all
lost
for
my
a
train of thought.
dismissal.
Yeah,
That sucks.
I didn't pay it. I didn't have to, luckily.
He was like, you know what? He takes off the glasses. You're a good boy.
Aw.
You're one of the knights.
I wish I had that life where I'm just being let off real easy, but
But the reason why we're talking about the mall is because of Cheesecake Factory, and it was like every single one was super sweet, man. Like I want to go there again. I'm not even gonna tell you my tab, but
I can only
worth
imagine.
it. It was worth it.
I
I'd
don't
do
even have that big of a
reservations
sweet
and
tooth.
everything.
Oh.
Oddly enough, like me, the biggest guy here, doesn't have the sweet tooth.
But I'm ready for another one. Shot?
Shots.
Shot a donut?
Anybody who's
Shut up.
ever
You can grab a donut, but I don't.
Drea?
I'll have another. Yeah.
Anybody who knows me knows I eat like a bird. I really don't eat much unless I'm with Eric.
Yeah, that's true. I was surprised with how little you actually eat.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you said no to the nuggies today.
Yeah, like I can from what I tell now, I eat very
Okay,
not
this is
small
my
meals,
shit.
but
I
like
can write the rest.
sizable
Oh, never mind.
meals. But I eat a lot throughout the day, so I eat 5 times throughout the day. So I make up for it with the extra little meals I had. That's why
Just
I'm
carry
still
some
getting-
trail mix.
I should do that. I should.
Honestly.
I've been thinking like I do like Han from Fast 5. Like I just carry sunflower seeds with me everywhere I go. That'd be good too.
Well, it's gonna be a lot easier, like having him with us on the trail at Yellowstone, because he's not gonna be eating anything.
Yeah, so I'm good. I have like
Just buy some bird seed. We'll be fine.
I have like that Indian metabolism. Like I could eat very little, but my body really like eats the energy out of it, gets the nutrients from it, and I'm good. Like I stay energized no matter with what I eat. I don't feel drained ever, or stuff like that, or even like food migraines. I don't get those and stuff like that. Yeah, like I'm pretty good when
I first noticed like when he stayed over one night. I wake up pretty early, so I made myself breakfast, and I was like, you know what? Alan's still asleep. He's probably you were awake at that point, but I didn't know that. But I was like, you know what? I should probably make him some breakfast because we kind of shitty. I'd be a shitty host if I made myself food and be like, oh, you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're still
Yeah.
here?
He made himself a beautiful stack of pancakes too. It's
Yeah, I made him
awesome.
pancakes,
Aw. Oh,
and
nice.
that he left like less than half, more than half.
Yeah,
I was like,
living on half.
he was like, yeah, I'm full, man. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
Just give him one pancake.
That's all I
Shut up.
Yeah, give him us a cookie. Yeah.
Give him out a cookie, he'll leave you the chips. Like, Jesus.
You're like that mouse from
From the same reference?
Oh shit! I forgot that movie.
There's a lot of
With-
mice.
with the cats. Disney.
The mice with the cats.
Disney.
Disney cats.
Aristocrats.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
No.
I haven't seen a lot of animated Disney stuff. It doesn't tingle my
Like all
berry.
the old,
Remember, guys,
stuff.
he was feral. All right.
Yeah.
I don't think anything Disney is supposed to tingle your berry.
I was living the Jungle Book. No, I'm just playing. It's like in the hood. No, I just played. I'll be
Oh,
right.
fuck.
No, I'm not. I'm from the hood. I want to hear
Mowgli
it.
with chiclets, you know.
It's the I need to eat dinner tonight.
Sad.
So dark. Dinner tonight. You gotta buy some chicles for me. No, it wasn't that bad.
Just walk by him like, "Hey, just look away, honey. Just
He'll stop dancing. If we don't look, he'll stop dancing.
If we give him money, he's just gonna use it in whatever the hell you use to start dancing.
It's funny.
He's not gonna eat. He's gonna dance more.
I saw a video the other day of how it is, like how the children have been, like once you're crossing the bridge over to Mexico. And some of these kids, you know how some are at the bottom below the bridge. Some have made like these really long tubes and like a gallon at the end. And they point it up all the way up there. And they're talking and it's like, oh, please, can you have some change. And
Yeah.
the whole bridge is covered in them.
Yeah.
All these kids
That's-
are under there.
At least we're like on the Mexican side, because this has been like that for decades.
Progresso's bad like that.
Yeah, because I've been going like back and forth from Mexico like since I was a kid, because I spent a lot of my childhood in Mexico because we had a ranch over there, and whenever you're walking, because you can either drive over the bridge or walk, whenever you walk on like it's like pillars almost. I don't really know what it's called. I'll see if I can find a photo of it, but let's see. But yeah, there's like people there that are like just shoving like buckets or like the bottom halves of milk gallons and stuff,
Yeah.
asking for change, and it's everywhere. Like they get kind of aggressive, but it's not nearly as bad as like Corpus. Let's see.
Corpus.
Corpus is so bad. Like as soon as you pull up in the bus station, the McDonald's right in front of it's like littered with homeless people. It
Austin too.
It looks like a homeless concert.
They've
This is what it looks like.
Underpasses. Yeah.
Like on the
And they stick their hands right through there and ask me for
they'll
money.
stick their hands through it until it gets super high, because it does get really high. They'll like wrap it on like poles and like try to get it there. I'm pretty. I doubt they would like really
What,
show
they're
it.
over the ledge or what?
No,
No, it's more
They're on
towards
the
the end. It's
They're
more
like on the
towards
Where
the
the
end.
land
It's like the
is.
ramp, the
Okay.
incline, like where they can actually stand on the side where they stick their hands.
Okay.
But she's saying right through there, that's where they're sticking their
Yeah.
cups.
Every single opening on the bridge has a
you'll
gallon.
look. Like this. They'll like stick a hat out. Anything that's a hold, whatever. If you look down, you'll see like kids, like people holding stuff like that. It's pretty bad.
I went there once. I've been there multiple times, but I remember most recently the last time I went, I took a friend who had never been over there, and he's a asshat from McAllen. And what ended up happening, we go over there, and they're asking him for money, and he's like, ha, 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 and he's like laughing at them, like slapping their cups around, like they're sticking their hands.
Aw.
And I literally just turned around like, dude, you keep this shit up, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking throat. And he stayed
That's a
Here.
dick fucking.
yeah.
move.
That's not cool.
because it's not fucking cool. Like, I mean, in and of itself, being like as Hispanics, like we grow up seeing that, and we don't take that for granted at all. That's a very clear example of like the gift it is to have been born in this side of the United States. Like, well, this side of the border is what I really mean. Like, you see the the poverty and everything over there, and it's heartbreaking. It very much is. And for people to take that as a novelty disgusts me. And I bet it disgusts anybody like here on the Grain of Salt when they hear stuff like that.
Yeah.
It gives you perspective. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen both sides of it, like where, like I'll sympathize more with these guys because we grew up very poor. We were never begging on the street poor, but like you remember like my house that was here, like what this is built on was my old house, and it was like some shit. It was like a shack almost. It was pretty bad until like my dad started going to the refineries and we started getting money, and now we're like doing pretty fucking well for ourselves, including me. Like without him, I don't even need his money anymore. I have my own, which is how I'm able to afford all of this. But yeah, I never got that bad. However, in Corpus, if you want to go somewhere where you're like gonna lose respect for like homeless people, you go to Corpus Christi, Texas, because they're pretty bad, and they'll guilt you into paying them.
do
like,
they have pictures of that in Corpus?
let's see, because the last time I was there, I was just like at the park because I was gonna go for a run. Oh, that's not what I need.
And it's like, I'm not saying they're all like this, but it's like it gives you perspective. Also, like in Mexico, they're so poor, but at the same time, they sell stuff. They try to make money in honest ways. They actually sell peanuts, or they'll sell chips or chiclets, the way you've heard. And like they try to do this and that, and they're actually trying to make a living, trying to earn money. But here in America, you have the type of homeless people that just want handouts, and where there's two very different sides of the same coin.
Yeah, like I think I know where this is, but off of this road called Staples and Leopard, I think. Like an intersection there. That's where like you see mainly. I don't know what the fuck they are.
I guess they work.
I guess they volunteer there or something.
Take
But
them down. That's free advertising.
damn, God forbid we want to promote a good cause. If it is, I don't
Get a
know.
Lego.
No, but that store keeps on coming up. So you're gonna have to
But-
start paying something.
They'll like I want to go for a run, so I was gonna park my truck like in a little parking lot right next to the harbor or like the wharf area, because that's where like I like to run, because you got the breeze of the air, the ocean and everything. It's real nice. But
Forget that it's by the bay.
when I park my truck, some guy like comes like to my window, knocks on my window, and is like, "Hey, do you have any change? Or do you have any spare cash you can lend me or give me?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm sorry. I only have my card," which was true. I didn't have anything to give him. And he was like, "Really, man? You're not gonna give me anything? Like, you're gonna be that kind of an asshole?" And I was like, I don't owe you shit, jackass. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I don't even know you.
I thought they were gonna give you the classic. You have a nice truck. I hear I know for a fact you got in that one a couple of times where they're like, "Yo, you're in your nice truck. You don't got change."
I was like,
I got a nice gun too.
I got the nice truck because I give all the money to shitheads like you, fucker. Like,
and like I get it. There are some like there's a couple cases where I mean there's no way
there have been nice people. There are some nice people in Corpus that just have had it rough. Mm-hmm. Like, so I'm not talking. I don't generalize. If anything, I hate it when people do it. Like, just because one person gave you a bad time doesn't mean they're all like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that like there have been a few of those guys. I think I talked about it on a previous episode where some guy was like, "Hey, do you have some cash?" Like, he's outside of a gas station that I was going to get my breakfast tacos from because I was about to leave for work, and he was like, "Do you have some cash? Because I'm really hungry. I'm like really, really hungry." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't have any cash, but I can buy you some tacos from inside so you can have some food." Like, I wasn't gonna give him the money. I was just gonna give him the food. Like,
yeah, because he said
free
he was
food,
hungry.
easy.
Yeah,
he was hungry, and then he was like, "Fuck no," and he walks off. I was like, "Wow, fuck this guy."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if anything, it tells me like he doesn't want food. But the people over here, like, they don't pester you. They're like, please.
They'll take what you can give them. Yeah.
They'll take whatever you can get. That's why, there's like a bit of a meme down here where it's like if you go to Mexico or like they sell, you're gonna be selling gum, whatever if you need money. But it's very much what happens. You'll see like 6-year-olds walking around the streets of Nuevo Progreso, trying to sell you gum, trying to sell you avocados, trying to sell you pretty much fucking anything to try to make a quick buck because they need the food. Where do they get the products? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's fine.
It's like a surplus of it,
Yeah, if anything, like, which is crazy because, like, they'll try to sell you this stuff, but it only costs like a fucking quarter. And like, damn, like that's all they're asking for. Like, if anything, like, it's kind of hard to like wrap your brain around how like living on less than $1 a day. Because like we take this stuff for granted. Like this alone was over $2, or like $2. Then we have like 4 of these. Then we have like all that. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, and it's impressive too. Like $1 really goes a long way in Mexico. I believe $1 is 24 pesos right now currently in Mexico, around there. And then with 24 pesos, like you could literally buy an order of tacos, a soda, and a bag of chips. Like
yeah, what's like $10 for us is like a good like 40.
Yeah,
for them,
and
like,
they can
crazy.
really stretch it, and it's just heartbreaking. But
my dad's been going on a real binge. Like lately, he's been buying a bunch of meat from Mexico because it's cheap. He bought like 4 porterhouse steaks for like $20 each.
No,
I was like,
How much are they usually?
Here you can get them for like what?
2 steaks, $12. Like one steak is $12 or something like that. Or how much? Yeah.
No, for a porterhouse?
Oh no, I'm thinking like a New York strip.
No, New York strip for every time I've seen like is like $23.
You know what? He's right. It is.
And
for
like
a
steak,
yeah,
for a
18,
porterhouse,
24.
for a porterhouse, you're looking like a good $40.
I think that's buy meat in a minute. I haven't been to like the last time we went, it was like a headache with the freaking fajitas, dude. We like 1 pound of fajita was like $13. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge inflation right now with meat.
Her
Well-
dad comes back with like a raccoon hat. And I came back with meat. Like, you went to Mexico, you bought
Davy Crockett over here.
My dad loves that stuff. But yeah, it's really sad to see. It just depends on where you go. Like where you see them, you'll see like different cultures of the homeless population. Here they're more like the humble, I guess. I don't think that's the right word to use. And then in Corpus they're more aggressive. Here they're more passive. Over there they're more aggressive, I guess. But I don't know. Like living on both with and without money. Growing up without it made like growing up with it like a little more. I don't know. I'm more humble with it. Like I'm generous with it. Like I frequently like buy everybody food, not because y'all can afford it, because y'all can, but I just like to. But I'm not gonna be like every fucking time.
Yeah, I get you.
Pay for your own food now.
I'm like sweating over here.
I know. Wait, once Alan, he's getting his footing back, he's gonna treat
I'm
us.
I'm on my feet. I'm getting there. Yeah, no, definitely. We got some good stuff planned.
No, and like I understand, cause like when I invited you to San Antonio, and I'm like, hey, I got you on food. Like I understand, cause I've been in your spot,
Yeah.
and like I understand, know how it feels. So like somebody helped me out, I'm gonna help someone else out.
And I really appreciate it. They're great friends. They always got my back. So, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, little bit like embarrassment, but at the same time, like,
I mean,
with
you-
friends like these.
I mean,
who
it's
make
not like
fun of
you're.
you and-
It's not like you're like mooching off of us or anything
Yeah.
like that. Because you got a job recently.
Yeah, and when I do have money, I do try and pitch in. You know, like even if what a little bit I have, I do try. But no, yeah, definitely.
Like so it's not like you came down here and expect us to like fucking like give you all our money or whatever. You're not.
We have a big government. But, no.
You're not a scam artist. Oh, I guess that reminds me. I was gonna talk about. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Theranos.
No, I've never heard of it. I thought I was like
Never
Thanos.
Theranos.
I was gonna say something else, but probably won't. You know,
I know
what I'm talking about.
It sounds like a Dragon Ball Z bad guy, but I promise you, it's a very interesting, controversial subject.
I actually do know a bit, but I know more about the woman who was
The
like,
woman behind Theranos was a
Theranos.
much bigger thing, for a variety of reasons. Let's see, Theranos. Let's see, Elizabeth Holmes
Yeah.
is the woman.
Gosh, the guys.
It's actually very interesting. One thing I heard about her that was pretty funny that I can't believe because like she must be like a genius scam artist for this. She pretty much had like not even like an extreme wealth, but she was kind of like a Bernie Madoff character. Like for those who don't know who Bernie Madoff was, he was a big scam artist during like the 2000s on Wall Street. He did a huge Ponzi scheme. I feel like he pretty much brought like
Basically,
Ponzi scheme
the
to
way
life.
if I remember correctly, the way Bernie Madoff made his fortune or made like this big, huge scam was, and again with a grain of salt, I might not have this completely right, but let's say I'm like telling you like, oh, if you invest in me, give me your money, you'll have this much a return, like you'll have like a good 14%.
5 grand makes me 20. Basically,
5
like
grand makes
that.
you 20, whatever. And I tell you, and I tell you, and you give me 5 grand, you give me 5 grand, you give me 5 grand. A whole bunch of people give me 5 grand, and then after like a week or so,
You show
a
investors.
whole bunch of people have given me their money. I'm not investing it in shit. I just give you 20 grand from that money. I give you the money I promised you. I give you the money I promised you. And you look. He started looking like a fucking genius. Like this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. Turns out he never fucking did any. He never invested it in anything. He just kept getting people's money.
He
And
just shifted the money from other investors to another one.
He was using one other borrow to pay the other person he owed, and then he made it look like he was successful, so that person give him more, and then he'd use that money and pay another person. That person like, oh, it works. Well, here's more, and boom, and then it was just going
Wow.
back and this and that, like making it seem like it's taking off when in reality you're doing the Chinese shuffle with your freaking yeah.
But
so, no, yeah.
the thing with her, she started Theranos, which the company created a device that was able to, with a very minuscule amount of blood, it was able to test for like a variety amount of diseases.
Genome testing, yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was only ever like 3 made though. She pretty much came up with like the concept and blueprint for it, but it wasn't even mass produced.
Yeah, but a few offices like clinics did have this. It was a load of bullshit.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything. Like it was just a black box.
And it mildly did something, but it was nothing near genome testing. It did like I think it could take like your heart pressure or something like that. It could do a couple things. It was like supposed to be the magical box of medicine. Like
it looked very good on paper, but they
Mhm.
never saw the testing
and like
or trials.
yeah, never even like it was not even a big backing. And one thing that was very interesting, I was reading about her herself, the character she was like a very conniving woman.
She was a huge liar.
Yeah, she had a fake English accent.
No, worse. She had a fake voice.
Fake. Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
have to
like,
explain that, or I need to hear
it's
it.
a whole thing.
It's insane, dude. Like, this chick was such a, like, obviously, like, as you can see, she took a huge, like, Elizabeth Holmes voice. Obviously, she took, huge, inspiration from, what's his name, from Apple? Hey, look,
Steve
we were
Jobs.
watching for this.
Steve Cook or
Steve Jobs. like with a turtleneck and everything.
Oh my god. Okay.
You fusion hot like both of the owners of Apple.
I haven't seen this video, but there should be her. This
She's
is
hot,
what
though.
she sounded like.
What happens when you work to change things, and first they think you're crazy, then they fight you, and then all of a sudden you change the world. And I have to say, I personally...
That's enough of that. I don't want to put it for too long, but
She just made her voice really.
she was like trying to make it really.
The Family Guy sketch with the girl who laughs like, like Peter Stickling her. She's like,
She sounds like Mark Zuckerberg.
Pretty much.
yeah.
Like, it was super weird. Like,
Probably both aliens.
But she made it fake because I didn't finish reading what it said, but it's supposed to.
I think what made it so believable was the time everyone was trying to get on the medical trend, you know?
she happened to start during the whole girl boss movement,
Yeah.
where a bunch of women are trying to become like the
This
huge
is what made it sound familiar. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, and her goop.
With
Yeah.
goop.
The
And
whole
then this
leaf in your
person
butthole.
also took off, but I think she was more successful at.
Yeah, goop was more
Pulling
successful,
everybody.
which is a load of horse shit.
Yeah, the Major League Marketing thing.
Is it?
Multi-level marketing.
Is it
When I say
Major League?
I got like two Reddit subreddits fused together, like Major League Bets, and then like this one. Like I'm like, oh
It's
my-
Wall Street bets.
And again,
Major League Baseball.
It's a trifecta of Reddit bullshit in my head.
Yeah, you're right. She did come onto the craze during the time when genome testing was becoming a huge thing. Multiple other companies had came out with that whole, you give us your DNA, we can find out the different types of cancers that run in your bloodline and all this stuff, your genetic background, everything. And also at the same time, testing, I thought that was your tongue, but it's the cheesecake. That's funny. But yeah, so like you're right. Definitely she came in at a time, at a peak moment, and she fucked the market. Like, yeah, she was totally she came in at a perfect time to run a scheme like this.
And I guess people wanted it so bad that they believed her. Because that seems like a lot. Like, one little box can read all that, get all that information. Like, I would have believed that. But I guess if it's like, oh, we need this right now.
From what I've heard, I don't know, you can take it with a grain of salt, but whenever they audited her, they're basically saying, oh, how's it going with the trials and everything? She's like, it's okay. They're like, okay, let's get lunch.
There's even like one like kind of TED Talk looking interview with her where they literally ask her like, so what does it do? And she like just beats around the bush like it's on fire. Like she's like, well, it's supposed to be a revolutionary like medical
We'll
device.
circle back to it.
Yeah, and I got the idea for it. Like she's like, but about it, and she would never give any clear details as to it works.
Like, I'm about it.
And like, what's the first thing like guys on Shark Tank do? Like they know their product. How can you advertise or go on and sell your product if you don't even know where to start with it? And that was
They'll
raising...
eat you alive if you don't know what you're doing.
Who's the worst one?
The bald guy?
There's like, oh yeah,
Mr.
what's his name? Madsen? No, I'm thinking Michael Madsen. Never mind. No, I like the guy who used to own Fubu. I think he's
I
fair.
don't fucking...
The black guy.
I don't...
I'm
The
still
bald
really...
guy, that's Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Leary!
Well, what's his name? He's like Mr.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Mr. Wonderful.
Man, you love him, don't you? You love Shark Tank. He loves Shark Tank.
Investing, jackass.
No, you always tell me about Shark Tank. I know you like Shark Tank. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's a
interesting.
show about investing.
It's interesting. I've seen it before.
I don't know what happened to my
Damon
ankle, but
John.
it fucking hurts
Huh?
right now.
Damon John.
Yeah, I always think like he's actually very polite, and I think like when they come with fashion brands, or like fashion things, he actually seems to care. Like most of them don't really.
Yeah.
Like him and what's the female, the older lady?
The
Oh.
female.
She's the only
I
female.
thought you were
on the
talking
show.
about Lori.
No,
You're talking
there's
about
more.
Barbara.
There's been another.
There's
one?
been others.
There's multiple. I think
Because
there's
she's
others
also
too.
the other fashion mogul, and I think she almost never bites at offers, but he does. He gives him a chance. And if you get Fubu was like big, I mean was, but yeah, like that guy. Is
Oh.
It covers her name, our face.
They pulled a Mike Wazowski on her.
You could just move the arrow.
No.
Did you see me on Shark Tank, Mom?
You know, that's life. You know, sometimes you're the arrow and sometimes you're Mike Wazowski. But,
Yeah, I've
just
been a
go-
big fan of Kevin O'Leary and Mark Cuban.
Until
Cuban's
Mark
the high
Cuban-
roller.
Yeah.
Till Mark Cuban fucked himself, not entirely, with, what was that coin? That one Bitcoin?
It wasn't... Was it Litecoin?
I can't remember. Let's see.
I find immense pleasure in billionaires investing in crypto and losing it all.
Let's see.
What was it?
Mark.
Dogecoin.
Let's go, Elon.
Titan. It was Titan.
Titan.
Yeah. Yeah, he put like I don't know. He lost like I don't know how much money. Like it was a pretty huge thing.
Well, check. I want to see how much money he lost.
Well, Bitcoin's going back up. Bitcoin's at 40,000 now, and it was at like 30,000 like 2 months ago.
They
don't
won't
think
say
they'll
how much.
say.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he lost a few million, if I remember correctly.
Alright, but he's fine.
Oh yeah, he's fine. It's not like he's gonna be like.
It's fine.
It's not like he's gonna
But I
be
mean-
like fucking like putting.
If I were to like
buckets at the
burn
bridge.
30 million or something like that, I'd rather do something else than just watch the numbers on my phone go down.
That's scary.
I'd rather take that money and go to Tijuana.
Damn.
Or the only phrase I know is how to order a taco.
How?
Bring me a taco. Like
And-
George W. Bush.
Cerveza.
You're like Bruce
All
Willis.
All I know how to do is order a taco, but they keep bringing me beers.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
I got a serious problem. Every time I order something, they give me a beer.
What'd you tell him? Una cerveza.
It's like a Mexican Twilight Zone episode.
Oh no.
Yeah.
With a huge smile on his face.
You guys don't want any more? No.
Nah,
I think I could literally eat the whole bag, but
I don't-
just leave it right there.
That's the only thing I'm eating today. Or not?
Really?
Ooh.
No,
said you
like
already
that's the
ate.
only like carbs I'm eating today. I'm actually like
okay.
trying to eat, actually eating better. So I haven't even, like I said, I work at a smoothie place right now. I can't say which one. I don't think, but
It's probably good not to say it.
yeah, I like the job. Like, holy shit! I guess I could say what happened. I don't know if you guys saw my story on Snapchat.
I did, and I was gonna like add on to it, but I'd just rather just wait till now.
I didn't.
So
No, I'm just playing. I loved it. It was an interesting story.
So my characters, my coworkers.
He's the main character in his anime.
That is his life.
I have really fun coworkers. We were like shooting the shit all day. It was a lot of fun. As the day progressed, things started to get a little more wild. Like we'd start like, I'm always like washing dishes, and you know it has like that like drop down like nozzle thing where you could like squeeze and it shoots water. I accidentally sprayed one of my coworkers with it because they did like this thing. I was like, you know what? Then I accidentally squeezed it too hard and actually shot a jet at her. She's like, whatever. But near the end of my shift, this is like an hour and a half before my shift ended. This family comes in. It's a man, wife, I assume wife and daughter, whatever. I'm pretty sure the daughter said because she looked like his. But the thing is, this guy was super loud and obnoxious. And he was like saying, he's like, yeah, I'm glad y'all came back because y'all, like, you used to have a store here. And then y'all took it down, but now it's back, like this one. But he's like, yeah, I used to always get this thing from the menu. But I used to always get this specific smoothie, but y'all took it off the fucking menu. And we're like, oh shit, like this guy's rude.
Fuck it.
And then the wife and the daughter come from behind him. They all standing there. So he's like, so yeah, just look at the menu and you guys pick what you want, all right? And then the daughter's like looking at it. It's a complicated menu. Like there's a lot on there. And then there's 4 sections of like what kind of smoothies you want, whether it's healthy or full of protein or whatever. And she's just looking at it and he's like, so what do you want? And then she's like, you can tell she's getting like more and more nervous. He's like, just fucking pick something. And she starts crying. And
Yeah, I would too.
she couldn't have been older than like 6 or 7. And you know how kids are. Like you go to a restaurant, the parents are always going to do it because they're shy.
And who knows what happened before? Like,
knows what
she could
happened
have already
before.
been like in a very unstable
Yeah.
mental
Even the
state.
kids' fault.
You know.
It's not just...
Well,
What was the kid doing?
Well, he starts getting more and more frustrated, and he's like, it's just look at the menu and tell him what the fuck you want. Why are you acting like this? Like, if you don't pick something, I'm gonna take you to the car and kick your ass. I was like, holy shit, dude.
CPS.
So she like leaves the front like counter and goes to like the back of the store, just stands there crying, like sobbing her fucking eyes out. You can tell she's like she's having like the worst time possible. And the
When
guy,
you work, just have like that transparency thing where they can see you make this.
Yeah.
So you're looking at them.
yeah, so I'm able to like everybody else like just went to the back like I'm just.
No.
And I was like, well, somebody has to be in front. Like the guy's over here by himself at the register. I'm leaving this poor guy alone. I thought I was gonna.
I would have just gone to the back with that guy. With it.
Which
Get paid
I
enough for
forgot to
that
mention the
shit.
way they came in. They went to the drive-thru first, and then they just fucking skipped the menu, and like went to the window, and then reversed, and then went again, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And then he like very aggressively pulled into a parking spot, which was right next to my truck. I'm like, if this guy hits my truck, I'm gonna
Right.
run out of these doors
I don't
and
need
kick
this
his fucking ass. That's what I said. I told the shift lead, I don't need this fucking job. I'm gonna kick his ass if he hits my truck.
Yeah, well, that's hurtful. With the clipboard.
Ah.
It's like a WWE parking lot match.
It was also kind of funny because one of my shift leads, he was like, I gotta take a piss like so bad. So he goes to the back, and then we have like these headsets where you can hear the drive-thru. So whenever somebody hits the drive-thru, you just hear boom, and then you start talking. But if you press one of the buttons, you talk to everybody that has a headset on, and most of us did. And we're over here like super awkward. The girl's like in the back crying, and the mom and the dad are there at the counter, and all I hear is, "Hey guys, I was gonna go take a piss, but then the little girl showed up in the back, and we made eye contact, and it was super awkward."
Wait, you guys don't have a bathroom inside?
Yes,
Why do you go to the back and piss?
because that's where the bathrooms are.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like literally just.
No, he went to the
pissing.
kitchen just to take a piss in the
I thought he
kitchen.
was just pissing outside.
Right next to the
where
fucking strawberries,
drive-thru's
yeah.
at. I just thought he was just pissing with a drive-thru. He made eye contact, holding his wheelie. Like, holy crap!
I'm not allowed.
I've gotten arrested for less. Like, Jesus Christ! Yeah, no.
Oh
That's
man,
crazy.
we were so fucking sure he was gonna beat his kid in the middle of the store. Luckily, we made the smoothies. We made them as quick as we could because we're like we gotta get this guy out of here because whatever's gonna happen, it can't happen here.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, that's the last of it. We're about to hand this guy a smoothie, and then this other shift lead of ours, her name was Bonnie. She starts leaving. She's like, bye guys, whatever, like because her shift's over. And we're like, oh bye, whatever. And then the guy, the dad, he's like, bye, I'll see you tomorrow. Don't be late, whatever. We're just like, what the fuck?
You're not all there.
even her, she's like leaving through the doors. You can see her like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But oh jeez, I thought that was gonna be the end of it because he leaves. We thought, okay, I'm gonna go to the back, do some dishes, because I leave. My shift ends at close, so I don't close the store. Like once the store closes, I can go. But like there's a lot of dishes, so I was like, I'll clean these so that way everybody else doesn't have to do them. I'm over there doing dishes, like have my earphones in because I don't have to really hear anybody while I'm doing dishes. And then one of the shift lead that stayed behind, he's like, hey, like things just keep getting crazier. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, this lady comes like with her kids, and you can tell she's crazy scared out of her fucking mind. Like, why? She's like, well, like right behind her the cops came in, and I don't know how I found out. Turns out, and I went to the front to go check, and I saw it all go down. She was being followed. Like she's been driving around for a while, being followed by I don't know who. Maybe it was an ex, a stalker, or both. I don't know. And she had her kids with her. She was like trying to stay calm. You can tell she was like shaking and stuff. And I'm like, why come here? It's a fucking smoothie shop. Like, oh my gosh. Like,
Probably the first thing that lighted place.
I
we saw.
know. Like,
Yeah.
First place with cameras, yeah.
And-
well, there's like our shop. There's a Whataburger over here. And there's like it's like on the corner.
Whataburgers have like on duty.
Yeah, they always got cops now.
Yeah, Whataburgers have on duty
That's why I
cops.
don't
So
go
why
to
would
Whataburger.
they? Why go to that Whataburger?
I don't know. Oh shit! I guess I'll end this story on a little lighter note. The same day, but hours before, we had this guy come. Again, it's a smoothie shop. We had this guy come in through the drive-thru, and he's like,
On foot?
No, in his car.
No, not on foot.
In his car. Well, he might as well be on foot. He was in a Mustang, but
Jabs.
he like the girl at the drive-thru says her spiel like, yeah, welcome to this place. How can we help you? And he's like, yeah, do you all have breakfast burgers? And we're like,
I'm so
what?
tired of America.
We're like, do you have breakfast burgers or anything like that? Or like hot dogs? Shit, we're like,
Breakfast burgers, then goes to hot.
she's like looks at me because I'm like right next to her. And she's like, the fuck? And she's like, she's trying to bring the conversation to smoothies. She's like, well, we have like breakfast smoothies, blah 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 blah. He's like, well, no, you don't have like cheeseburgers or anything like that. And we're like, I tell her, I'm like, this guy's got to be fucking joking. This has got to be a joke, like, right?
Like Ant-Man.
I wanted to ask him.
I was thinking Ant-Man.
I wanted to ask him, like, do you know where you are? Like, do you know your way home? Do you need a ride? Like, I don't know, but she keeps trying to bring it back to smoothies. Like, we have smoothies. Like, if you want a smoothie, blah blah blah.
It's in the name.
And then she just buckles like her,
Janet, close the window.
like her fucking. What's it called? Her customer service voice just breaks. She's like, "I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what you want." He's like, "Well, oh, I'm at the wrong place. I'm sorry. I okay." And then he just drives off. We're like,
It's probably high.
it's gotta be because we're just like,
His last two brain cells fighting for dominance.
we're just looking at each other like, what the fuck just happened? But I was like, man, if I was in the situation, I'd be like, I'd be so fucking embarrassed. I'd probably like, you know what? Let's drive this Mustang into traffic. I'm done. But oh my gosh, it was a super long day. Every shift I had this week was a double. So I like go to work at like 2 and then leave at 10. But that day, I was gonna go to the gym afterwards, and I was like, it's not happening.
I'm already tired enough.
I was like so mentally strained of all the crazy shit.
Dude, it was so dumb. I feel stupid. I'm gonna go bed. Yeah, it's so dumb. I feel like part of the problem.
Yeah, like the secondhand embarrassment. Like,
I
Like an
wasn't.
accomplice to
Normally,
insanity.
normally I'm really susceptible to like secondhand embarrassment, but not this time. I laughed at the motherfucker. It was like, what?
damn.
The
I
cringe
guess-
was real.
The quinge?
The
Oh.
With the mashies.
I feel like every episode
There's something.
there's fucking something. I'm like more tired every single fucking episode.
Oh Jesus.
I should just upload this one as soon as we're done and be like, you know what? Bonus episode. Fuck you guys.
It's been a good one today. This is fun.
Oh my goodness. I like the job. It doesn't pay enough, but I like it.
That's usually how it is. The fun ones usually don't pay enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And then the ones I hate the most made me what I am today.
Tired?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Just fucking tired.
All the time.
we couldn't even game like over the weekend.
We
I think-
haven't gamed in a million years.
Yeah.
Since Alan got back.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
much.
much. Like we played like for a month, and then like now, like yeah, like, now we haven't played.
Well,
It's
if
not-
anything, we could like try setting aside a day where we'll meet up here. You can bring your capture card, and we'll play a game with all of us here. Like Fibbage is a good one. I don't know.
Whatever that
Among
is.
Us.
Whatever that is.
I
I'm
want
down.
Among Us. That's in the pot.
Oh, but that's gonna be hard.
That's
Among
gonna be hard.
Us?
Here in the couch co-op.
Well, we don't have to do that because I could just record Among Us on my PC,
We could
and
all
you
play
guys
on
could
our
be in
phone.
you guys could be in your phones. I can be in my PC. We don't have to be in person.
Yeah, we could cross over on phone and phone. I mean phone and PC.
Like, wow, you can play with other people's phones, but
There's your redemption. I'll be stupid one.
but it would just have to be my perspective, and we can all talk on Discord. We'll see how that goes. If anything, it might be better to invite more people along. But I don't know. The Among Us craze has kind of died already.
Not for me. I have that itch.
Oh, we never got to scratch
At
it.
least it's
Eric
one.
and
I never really got to play it either.
Eric and I wanted to play
I'll be
Among
happy
Us
to.
for the longest time, but nobody else would.
What?
You!
Putting it in the fire.
You were one of them. We're like, yeah, let's play Among Us. You're like,
At that
it's a
time,
mobile
Alan
game.
didn't
I don't
have
want
a
to
phone,
play.
so-
I want to play Minecraft.
I don't want to play on my phone. Blah blah blah.
I didn't know. I would have.
Like,
I
just
would
get it
not
on your
get it
phone.
on my
Just
phone.
get it on your laptop.
I was, but then you never brought it up again. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't play
Well,
Minecraft
because
even if you paid me.
we just didn't bring it up to you because we thought you were a lost cause. We're like, all right, she doesn't want to have fun. Let's find somebody else to play it.
And we did.
We should all play DayZ. I'm still
So
with
the
that
other
shit.
day, I was watching you.
I'm still with that shit. They don't like my games.
I'm surprised you didn't say Max Payne.
I was, but you get single player, and Rockstar still hasn't released it on PS4. You opened the can of worms.
Is it on PC?
And it might. I think it is.
Wow, you're like the game's biggest fan. You didn't even know that.
It is on Steam, maybe.
There has
Let's
been-
prove him wrong.
It is maybe. I'm not
Actually,
sure.
hasn't been a podcast where he has not talked about Max Payne. Every podcast he talks about it.
Yeah, back when we like episode 2 when they're
That's
on
got some
Discord,
Max
he's
Payne.
like, "Hey guys, I'm Max Payne."
I don't even know what is Max Payne. Is that something we want to talk about right
Maximum
now?
Pain.
It's a third-person
Do we have
shooter.
the time?
I don't
we
even
don't have the
think we
time,
do.
actually.
If we talk about Max Payne, I'm not talking about Bam.
No, but
Which
I'd
is-
rather hear about Bam.
I spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Max Payne. There's a great video game and a terrible movie with Mark Wahlberg. It's a third-person shooter where the guy always looks constipated.
Oh.
There he is. That's all you need. That's all you need to see.
Oh my
Jesus Christ.
god.
It's an old game, but
That's
yeah, it's
horrifying.
like super cool. It plays like a comic, like a noir, a noir,
Noir, noir, noir.
Wow, there you go.
a noir. Mashy, chicky, tendies.
I didn't actually. I didn't even say any of that shit.
Go drown in the sewers.
the chest.
I didn't even say any of that shit. I just said, "Can we have some?" Oh, I almost said tendies instead of tenders. And these two fucking blew it out of proportion. Like, mashies.
I want some lovey daddy. With the mash.
We're stupid, even in public. I promise. Why?
I feel like we're stupider in public.
I try not to be, but it just bites me in the ass.
It just happens. It's natural. It comes
You-
natural.
You want to see us at our stupidest? Eventually, we're all gonna be recording like gameplay videos. Oh my god, the shit we talk about. I don't like. I feel like we have a different
Dynamic.
tone, dynamic, or whatever. Like when we're here, but then when we're playing like Call of Duty or Overwatch, or especially Andrea and I in Rocket League, because we don't ever stop playing that game without like tears in our eyes because we're laughing so bad. But I don't know. Like, do you guys feel different when you're on this show at all?
Not really.
I
I'm
get
more
nervous.
competitive at Overwatch, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. Like, man, these fuckheads. Well, I think I'm the worst at it, to be honest.
I was like, I hate the fucking heels, and then Blade's like crying, and the cat crying. Trying to heal the Lucio.
For the most part, I'm very comfortable when I record. The only episode I've ever felt uncomfortable recording was the last episode because I was obliterated. At some point, I was like,
You know
where
what?
do I look?
Let's bring
Where
it.
do I look? What do I do
No,
with
no,
my
no,
You
hands?
just
Don't
see
see it.
Alan, you
Don't
just
see
hear
it.
the SpongeBob.
Yeah. Like, dude, man, I smoke so much. I'm here with a grain of salt. It's like, how do I go home?
Let's make sure it's.
How'd I
Welcome,
go
everybody.
home?
Let's look at.
Oh, dear
Oh, no.
Lord.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
boy.
What are you doing? Let them know. Okay.
Oh.
There's Alan.
There's the man.
I was under the assumption that the burgers were gonna be.
He's like fucking dead inside.
Look at her face. She already knows what's gonna happen.
At this very moment, the thought that's going through my head is, holy shit, I have to maintain myself for an hour and 20 minutes.
Dude, and you fucked that up within the first second.
Yeah. I am zooted. And I was like, this was what happened. He was making the mushroom burgers, and I was under the impression that it was gonna be a minute before we started recording. Not that it'd be a minute before Eddie stepped in the frame. So
he completely zoned out when we talked about he's making them during the podcast.
So we smoke, I get obliterated, and they're like, all right, you guys ready? I'm gonna go put the burgers and everything down. You guys can start without me. I'm like,
It's like the Mike Wazowski memes.
like that. Like I'm like what? But like yeah, I think I pulled through. I mean, I must have not been that bad, but yeah, I'm gonna try not to ever smoke that more. I had also not eaten all day, and I was like super tired. I think I'd been working already, right? This was last week,
Right,
so like,
right.
you just tell me, I don't remember. No.
Damn.
But no, yeah, like I was as crazy as Bam. Yeah, that's how zooted I was.
All right,
Yes,
let's
Bam.
let's go to Bam. Like, what's going on with Bam?
All right,
'Cause
so
I have no idea what you're talking about.
you don't know about Bam? Okay, well, okay. So I guess I'll break the foundation like John Wick in the basement and be like, for those who don't know, there was like a great series of like prank stunt / like funniness video. Like it was just a whole plethora of guys being guys doing stupid stunts in the 90s to the 2000s, and it was called Jackass. It was like a power team of Johnny Knoxville, Bam Margera, Steve-O, Wee Man,
Ryan Dunn.
Preston Lacey, and the late Ryan Dunn, rest in peace. And then
An Aaron something.
yeah, Aaron, they call him Danger Aaron. That's
think
what they
so.
call him, and he's the guy who's missing the teeth. And then there was Chris Pontius, the party boy. And what they would do was they pretty much would go on like a power tour all around the world, doing stunts, causing mayhem, and making people laugh. And they would record these like little snippets of different clips of them doing some outrageous stunt. A couple of the memorable ones are like the shopping cart, where they pretty much put a shopping cart on a slingshot out of like of a cargo garage, and they were shooting themselves. And then there's been other stunts where I remember in one of them, Johnny Knoxville put his nutsack inside of a dictionary and then slammed his nutsack with the book.
Oh.
Steve-O tried to put leeches on his balls, but they wouldn't stick due to the lack of blood flow, so he put one on his eye. Chris Pontius, the party boy, going around all the world, ripping his pants off and doing
Yeah, because he likes showing his penis, having his penis out. Yeah.
So he walked around clapping his cheeks and shaking his dick, you know, and he do it in the most outrageous of places. There's one time he did it in Japan, and you know,
Be careful how you use the phrase clapping cheeks.
well, like
it means you're fucking someone.
Well, like,
so if he's clapping his own cheeks, he's
well, he would
fucking
go around
himself.
shaking his ass. But yeah, he would go and he would do it in Japan, where like it's so conservative and stuff like that. He'd be like shaking his ass, you know, doing his thing. And then of course the greatest, Ryan Dunn did the most memorable Jackass stunt anybody can remember. He put a little toy car in a condom, and he put it up his butthole. And then they went to a doctor, and then he made a doctor look at the X-ray, and the doctor was like, didn't know how to tell him, like, because he was like, I don't know how it got in there. What? He's like, no, you know how it got in there. You put the car in your ass. Are you a homosexual? Like he was, because it was like a doctor, I believe, like from a different country. He wasn't in America, I believe. I think they might have been like in Spain when this happened. But yeah, it was so the doctor had a funny accent. The doctor was like so conservative, you couldn't believe that, like, you know, what they were doing.
Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, right?
Yeah. You have a car up your ass.
So you must be a duck.
So yeah, and then of course where I'm getting to is you also had a professional skateboarder, a good friend of Tony Hawk, and a couple other skaters, Bam Margera. And Bam Margera was pretty much your raunchy, douchey, mean, like roughhousing, like stunt guy. Well, he was just a crazy guy.
Run up to you and tackle you, sort of dude.
Yeah, it was real rowdy. That was like his gimmick.
Scumbag Steve.
Yeah,
Old
kind of.
name.
Yeah, like that. Like he was like, he would beat up his dad while he'd be taking a shit, like stuff like that. Like Bam was the Bam. So with that being said, yeah, like, you know, time flies. Things have happened. We've lost Ryan, and you know, now we're what? I think it's like been 20 years since, like, you know, Jackass was done, and now they're coming out with Jackass Forever, which is the 4th installment of their movie, their franchise. And currently, they're all set to come back for a comeback, except Bam Margera, due to the fact that I didn't even know this, but I believe it started around the same time Steve-O became vegan and sober.
Mm-hmm.
That they started, I think it was after the second movie, they started doing them sober, which is outrageous because the whole time the shit they do, you think that they were fucked up. And the only time they would actually drink alcohol or like that was the stunts they do, like when they poured beer up Steve-O's ass. So like that's the only time they would actually drink.
We should do this stuff. No, I'm kidding.
And no, don't look at me. I'm not doing it. But no, yeah. So with that being said, it's been some time, and in the past 10 years since the last movie, Bam has pretty much gone a little downhill. As I don't know if a lot of you've heard, but one of the things that's happened is he's become a very big alcoholic and drug user. He's kind of minimalized it down to just being an alcoholic. But for the past 10 years, you've seen like a steady decline in his character and his psyche. You can, like you said earlier, what people are saying is that at the moment he's manic, he's not making much more sense. But once he starts coming down, it's just a downward spiral from here, and it's kind of coming to fruition. They were gonna start filming Jackass Forever, and prior to that, in the first few weeks before filming, they all have to be subject to drug tests, random drug tests, because the Dick House, which ironically is the studio that produces Jackass, is very strict with that. They want them to be on their best, in their zone, and that means.
I mean, they're putting themselves in pretty dangerous situations. You want to have your wits about you, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And with that being said, Bam was actually the only one of the whole crew who just couldn't maintain his sobriety, and they really gave him a couple chances. From what I recall, like Steve-O was one of the biggest supporters.
Steve-O's the big one because like if anyone, that guy's changed completely.
He was bad.
Yeah.
With almost every type of drug you could make or there was, like that's what he would take it.
Which is unfortunate because he's a very smart dude.
He's actually super healthy now. He said he went to a doctor, and he's like, the doctor says that his physique and his body internally and externally is 10 years younger than he is. So he's actually doing really well, like in regards to his health. And that's, I guess, why he was very hard on Bam, because he knows, like, if you want to go to recovery, speaking from somebody who used to have similar problems, yeah, if you want it, you get it. If you want to chase your sobriety, you do it. At some point, you realize you're at rock bottom, and it's kind of insane. Bam is pretty bad right now. There's a couple clips on the internet. He did a stint in rehab, and during that time, apparently, he came up with a made-up language. Right,
and that's the video
clip right
brought up right here. Let's see. Oh, I need to change this. There we go. Yeah, here's the made-up language.
Yeah, and what he's saying is pretty much that he knows it better than English because he invented it, and I believe that's kind of redundant.
Yeah.
But yeah, and as you can see, this is like a chart of the different words, and about right now he's saying he's about to rap a song in his own language. And
I don't know, man. He's starting to look like his dad, or even like his uncle Vito. Oof.
He wears the shades now because I believe he even knows he has that cross-eyed look like that Vito would have. He has one lazy eye now. Like he's doing pretty rough, and I don't mean it in any way to put anybody down. In fact, I think he's so far off. I hope he really gets help that he needs. Like from somebody who used to suffer from the same kind of like problems, not ever to that extent. I never made up my own language, but it hits home, and I bet anybody would wish to see a former star like him. I want to say star, but a former actor in a very beloved franchise get better for himself. And it's kind of sad because his friends want him to get better. Yeah. Johnny Knoxville, everybody has a voice that they want him to get help. Even the former director, well, he's still the director of Jackass. He's come on a couple times. He's even gone to say, like, yeah, we want him to get help. We want him to get better. But it seems that at every turn left and right, like most addicts do, they blame everybody else. They think everybody's out to get him. And that's what Bam has very much exhibited, that they're out to get him, they're talking crap about him, and he feels attacked. When in reality, like, that's what you need to hear when you're in that place, in that zone. You need to hear somebody get real with you and be like, hey, get on your shit. Like, you're fucking crazy. And out of all this mayhem, instead of actually going the road and listening to his friends, he's actually suing Johnny Knoxville for some defamatory comments. That actually just came out today. And it's heartbreaking. Like, you can see him kind of like slowly turning on kind of like the only support group he has, his
followers.
He's turning on them.
Yeah, and it's also sad because like he says that the only people that really care about him is just his girl, and that's it. And the thing is, like, his girl's like a huge enabler. Like, she's part of she enables him. She lets him drink. She tells him he ain't good or nothing. There's been videos where they're arguing. He posts a lot on his Instagram. And on his Instagram, he's posted multiple videos where you can hear his girl like egging on his like psychotic rants. And it's like, how can somebody get better like with these circumstances? And it's like, again,
you gotta completely detach from that.
It's that like what's it called, like affirmation bias or something like that, where you're gonna side with the person that's like, or like you're gonna listen to the person that's telling you like you're in the right or whatever.
Whenever you're wrong,
yeah. Because I've had friends like I've lost friends to that in the past where they're going down a road. And I call them out on it, not like attacking them or anything, but just like, hey, like, what you're doing isn't right. You know, alcohol was one of the big ones. Of like, look, you're drinking way too much, blah 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 blah, and I'm worried about you. Like next, like when we hang out, we're not drinking together anymore because I don't like the person you are when you drink. I don't. They were honestly though, their behavior wasn't bad when they drank. It's just they did it so much. I was like, okay, it's starting to sound like you're getting dependent on it because like we just drank last night. Why are you drinking again today?
Mhm.
And we drank pretty heavily last night. Like,
Why
the
you're
hell?
putting your liver in a full Nelson?
Exactly. And then they would be like, no, fuck you. You're like, why are you being like that? Like, I guess that I was being like an asshole or whatever. Like, you're supposed to be like cool. We're supposed to be like, Eddie. You're always the one that's like down for anything. Like, what happened? Like, you changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm the one that changed. Like, no, dude. Like, I'm always down for anything that's not gonna get us fucking killed. Like, you guys all know. You guys always say, hey, do you want to do this? Ace, let's go. But I had to stop. I was like, look,
Put your foot down.
we're not. We can hang. We can hang out. We can do all the things we do. We're not drinking, or at least I'm not. If you want to do it, you're drinking alone. Because I can't enable this at all. And then we haven't talked since. And that was like a good year and a half ago. But where is he now? Not a clue. I hope he's doing good, but I honestly don't know where he is. Yeah, but oh well. Yeah, that's what. So I can like sympathize with how everybody else is feeling about like Bam.
I sympathize with the fact because you guys must like. Well, he was best friends with that guy I mentioned, Ryan Dunn, and Ryan Dunn was a huge part of the show. Everybody loved him, and he was best friends with Bam.
He took it real hard when he passed.
Yeah, Ryan Dunn died in a Porsche 911 Carrera accident. I believe it was it's been like 10 years now. It's probably been a decade. Yeah, and the first person there was Bam. Bam never got it, and it's hard because since it says even Bam says it from the earliest time you can remember. Ryan Dunn was there. An early like I guess concept of Jackass was a show that him and Ryan came up with in high school, and they would record this show, and it was like the very earliest concept of Jackass, which was just him and Ryan and Danger Aaron, and what they would do, they would just do Jackass stunts around their neighborhood, and then slowly, like from what I understand. There was a skate crew out in California, which was Johnny Knoxville's little group with Steve-O and them, and their manager, and then I believe like it was something like TGK was what Bam's crew was called, and they both of their managers got together like, well, we can make a power team called Jackass, and we'll just do stunts, and that was the birth of it. So him and Ryan were kind of like the founding fathers of Jackass, and when Ryan died, you can obviously tell it brought him down. And the way Bam feels is like he feels like he invented Jackass, and now they're turning his back on Jackass. And I mean, turning his back on him, the Jackass. But yeah, like it's heartbreaking. It really is. And as bad as it gets, and as bad as the controversy is, like I hope he gets up. I hope one day we get to see him with the Jackass crew again, because he's a funny guy. They're all funny guys. They're all great characters.
Unfortunately, when it comes to that sort of thing, like a lot of people, hopefully it won't get to this point, but. You don't start coming back up until you hit the absolute bottom, and then you can bounce. But when you hit the bottom, you hit it fucking hard. So I mean, yeah, hopefully you'll be able to recover, but some people need to learn the hard way. I hope nobody has to do that. I really hope he doesn't have to do that. But fuck, it's a lot right now. So I don't know if you guys ever like. Known anyone with that, or you don't have to say a name, but
Come on,
I'd rather not.
he's my cousin. Nice.
So you just ousted yourself.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just said I used to be really
Yeah.
bad. I had my own experiences, so yeah, it's
Yeah, aside
rough.
from him, I had what do you call it? A badass best friend too in high school, and then she chose drugs over me, and then I was like, that's it then.
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, oh well, too bad. That's life. But
Yeah, they're doing great now. So
that's all you could hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because everybody deserves to be happy and at their best and taking care of themselves. Like he needs help. Like I always recommend everyone speak to a professional therapist. Like even if you're doing good, like you still need to talk to someone. It's still very helpful.
I've been trying to look for one.
And I think he should see that to help. Cause when I see that video, I just think of what comes to my head is he might be bipolar, because he was manic for a while, and it's like, oh, I made up this language and nonstop, and I did this for like so many days or weeks, and I know it by heart because it's me. But those high manias has a it just goes down, and you have this bad mania, and that's where the depression sits, and then that's when you
fall apart.
Like we've been seeing a bunch of stuff from him from now, but maybe later. This cause I've been reading about Bam, like he's been popping up on my Twitter for a while, and I think even YouTube. So I've been seeing some stuff on him, and they were saying like how you have these really bad lows, and so what I'm expecting is maybe soon he's gonna have a really bad low, and we might not hear from him for a while, and then it'll just shoot back up like his good mania, happy mania, and goes crazy.
He had been doing good for a while. There was even a video like Tony Hawk had invited him out to come skate for a little local thing. And Tony Hawk's a great guy. Like, no matter where you stand, even if you don't know about skateboarding, Tony Hawk's the shit. A lot of people don't even recognize him sometimes.
That's his turn.
Those are great memes.
There was one where he said,
by all recognized by none.
there was one where he was like on JetBlue Airlines, and then like the flight attendant was like, "Are you Tony Hawk?" And he was like, "Yeah," and then she was like, "Why?" Like, what? Why? But yeah, like Tony Hawk's an awesome guy.
Wasn't that an interview? Like something like that? Like some interview, I don't know what it was. I'm pretty sure it was a joke or whatever, but he was like, "Why are you gay?" And it was like, what kind of question is that? But anyway, go on.
Yeah, and then like poor Tony, even he said like every interview he comes out, he's always like, yeah, but back when I was skating, they would make fun of me, and he's like, but I don't care that they make fun of me. Like I got to do commercials for McDonald's and this and that, and then he just goes on, and he's like, but I don't care that they would make fun of me. Like I think he's got over that
so fucking much. That dude is scarred. Like seriously, more mentally than physically, I bet.
When they list the accolades that they've done of achievement,
I think I saw like a compilation of interviews that he's in, and all of them he's like, "Yeah, but I don't care that made fun of me. Like I'm really good now."
He always makes a point.
He always has to make that point. It's
cool.
like, bro.
Yeah, we get it. We don't care. Like he was like thinking it was really cool because like he's been on Rocket Power. He did McDonald's commercials. He said like he was getting sponsorships from Vans when he was in high school. And they would pick on him. Kids were mean to him. They would call him like faggot.
Kids are fucking brutal. Kids will make fun of you for literally anything.
For bad breath, all that stuff. Breath nasty. You never seen that skit with Chris Tucker?
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, you uncovering something right now?
No, it's because there's a Chris Tucker skit. So he's like, kids be mean. And like, I was walking around, there's a little kid like, your breath stinks. Like, what? Your breath stinks. Like, kids are just mean. No, yeah.
Because they see the truth.
Yeah, that's what he goes on to say. Like, kids will tell you the truth. If you ugly, they'll tell you.
Oh, man. It does make me yearn for the old, like, Modern Warfare 2 days. Call of Duty days when like
no holding back.
No holding back.
Fuck
Everyone's literally as toxic. Oh man, it was so fucking toxic. You couldn't play a single game without everyone talking mad shit. And that's where you and I learned pretty much all the shit we talk to each other.
I think that's why we're so used to it if we just roast each other.
Yeah.
Like, alright, go fuck yourself, man.
Shit, I think we got lost. Because I remember this made you laugh so fucking hard. We were looking for like a water tower or something. And it's like right in front of us. And this guy still insisted he couldn't see it. It was driving me crazy. I'm like, it's right there, fuckface. And he's just bursted laughing. I'm like, I don't know why it drove me up the wall so much. But like, my first instinct was to insult him.
I was like, that's new in the Eddie book. We'll put that in there.
But yeah, that's where like, as bad as it was,
where men became boys. I mean, where boys became men. That would have been a good one.
What? If you were in church? Shit.
Oh my god.
No.
I hate everything.
You almost had it.
He's not even high this one.
No. It's been a bad week for the weed market.
The stock's going down.
Everybody's dry or in jail.
Sundial's going down.
Sundial's going down.
But yeah, I miss those days, to be honest. Because now, like when I first heard, like when in the transition from PS3 to PS4, or when there's like private parties now.
Yeah.
Where we'll join a party and we can only talk to one another, but nobody in the game chat can hear us. And I was kind of like, that's nice because now we get to have like private conversations.
Cool and all, but I want to.
But that means one, I'm not gonna make like any online friends like I used to because I made a lot. Like I know some people watching this right now, I met online through playing Call of Duty.
I can think of one.
And oh god,
He's asking me what I'm fucking.
You want to talk about it?
No, not today. There should be a whole
Let's
episode
talk
for
about
that.
Not today. Okay.
There should be
another
a whole
episode.
segment dedicated to my nightmare.
We write that in the book. Write it down.
Okay.
If you're watching this and you know we're talking about you have a Discord. Let us know what it is, and we'll invite you on the show. Cause
Oh, that would be so fucking funny. I would actually be open to that. That'd be hilarious.
I don't care what happens. I just feel like
have
that's gonna
a
be
surprise
entertaining.
Guest on the line, listening the whole time. Alan, you want to...
Bring out the olives! No! The olives! You guys should look that one up. It's so funny.
It's gonna be like a fucking Maury show, or like Jerry Springer, and I can't fucking. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can get her to talk in the next episode.
Let's do it. This is what, episode 14? Next one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all gonna have to wear headsets.
That's how old she is.
I'm down. I actually brought my splitter this time in case we were going to do something else.
But so that way, like, Discord doesn't echo off the speakers and into the mic. But yeah, I'll message her right now.
No, we're doing a bit, Eddie.
No, this is gonna be. This is part of the bit.
This is the bit.
This is part of the bit. Let's see. There she is. Cause
Don't.
Just went sub.
I said hey.
Oh,
not
okay. I was like sub.
Set girl.
Yeah, I'm showing you what you do. You thicker than a Snicker.
No, it's funny. There's a guy who got fired from my training class because he was like sitting in front of the trainer, and then there was like a pretty like nice looking girl next to him, and I guess like he sat right in front of the trainer, and then like I think like 30 minutes into the first day of class, he looks like at the girl. He said some like sexual advance with like the trainer heard him, and then he after like the break he came back and somebody came in like, hey, can you come outside real quick? And then he just came for his stuff. And I was like, how bad was that advance? Like, that they actually fired him. Like, I was telling my friend, like, he probably said something like, hey, shawty, what you do? You thicker than a Snicker. And then, like, the trainer heard
You
that.
see an
So-
unmarked van to come to collect them.
It was hilarious because, like, so, like, we all took drug tests to get that job. And, like, so another theory is that he probably failed his drug test. But the thing is, like, we took him a week separate. Like, we took it and then we didn't come to work until like a week from that time we took it, and the results take 3 to 4 days to come in. So I wonder how far ago he took his piss test that the results only came back Monday or something like that. So that's why it seems like I don't think that's what happened, but somebody was telling me that's probably what happened too.
They just like were looking for a reason.
Probably.
He's like, hey, you. My office.
But yeah,
What's up, you?
It's like, come to my office now. You can't be harassing people. It's like, I just said hi. Poor bastard.
I don't
High
know.
on 420.
Well, okay, I shouldn't say that.
He probably deserved to be fired.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't, yeah,
Like,
definitely.
hey, Toots, come sit on my face.
Hey, Toots. Hey, smooth skin. That's every time somebody says that, I think like a ghoul. Like, hey there, smooth skin, nice tits. That's what I think. Because that's what it sounds like every time I hear that. Hey, tits.
I can't hear like smooth skin. I just immediately think smooth brain.
That's
I
Fallout.
Leatherface- I think Leatherface.
Smooth skin, yeah,
but-
Fallout.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's just-
smooth skin.
It's funny too because like I think anything 1940s or swinging 20s reminds me of Fallout. Now I don't even think about the Great Gatsby.
Ah, it's such a great game. Fallout 4. I love
Who
it.
actually read The Great Gatsby?
Solid.
You have to do it for high school,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
I didn't do it.
Thank God you didn't have to read the book because it's terrible.
We had to read Catcher in the Rye. Awful book.
Yeah, I was about to say even worse. You might as well have read The Great Gatsby or
Just
Mice
live
and Men.
it.
I wish I read
I
it.
read none of the books. I just spark notes all of them and passed on the tests.
The Spark Notes are just as expensive as the book. But
Boring.
yeah, boring. They are boring.
The only thing
Boring.
the only like assignment I actually did, like over the summer assignments, was when we had to watch the movie 12 Angry Men.
Okay, that one I did.
And
Like,
it's a fantastic movie.
That one you're like, dude, that's like the worst
It's great.
play.
It's
thing
great.
I'd rather watch Death of a Salesman. I remember that
Fuck
one.
Death of a Salesman.
Yeah, dude.
Willie Loman can suck a massive cock. God.
You don't even know if the guy at the end of Angry Man did it or not.
I don't care about the verdict.
That's bullshit.
It's how we got there.
It's not about the journey, but the friends you fucked along the way.
It's the journey. That's
It's the
Eddie, for
journey.
this part, can you put it in black and white?
It's like
That's how we got there.
it's the trip to Morador, not getting to Morador.
That's how we got there. See.
The acting was phenomenal.
Yeah, I was pretty
Like
angry.
that was when I was first because back then I didn't know I was gonna be like in film and whatever.
It almost got me there.
I was like when there's the point when he goes when like he finally realizes he's biased against the criminal because of how he feels about his own son, and because his son's kind of a shithead, but he kind of like puts that on his son. So when he finally realizes like because everyone else says not guilty, but they need a unanimous vote, and he's the only one holding back. And finally he realizes like his bias, and then and it all comes out. He's just like, not guilty, and he's like sobbing, crying, and I was like, damn, this is a great performance.
Yeah,
It's fucking great.
I've never read it or.
It's only
seen
like
it.
what, an hour?
yeah, it's a short novel. Yeah, it's a short story.
I was like, but I thought it was like the first time that I finished the movie, and I was like, that was great. That was a great performance.
Should be a whole episode dedicated to like high school summer reading assignments.
We're giving ourselves homework.
Yeah,
No.
I would like to because there's like a handful of books I read like for high school. Like, you guys ever
Alright.
read The Kite Runner?
No.
Never read The Kite Runner. That's
No,
like
I
the
bought a
best
kite and I
one.
ran with it, but that's about it.
That one's a good one. It's so sad. I love that one.
We should all read for next episode The Boy in the
Esperanza
Striped
Days.
Pajamas.
Aw. You want to talk about the Holocaust?
Yeah, bro.
I was
That was good. That's so good. Let's talk about something else.
We can't run a podcast these days because like with the Holocaust.
But
No, it isn't. It isn't. Salt.
I read that one. No stress. Night by Eli Wiesel. That's a good Holocaust.
Apparently, what movie is it? To Kill a Mockingbird? Bird?
Mockingbird.
Bird.
What are you gonna do? Cut meat on me?
Boy.
To Kill a
The Cyber
Mockingbird
Chase
is that
reference.
was with like Atticus
That's
Finch
it.
and all that, right? Like
I don't know. Didn't read it.
you guys. That's the one with like
Wait, which
I
one?
just
To
totally
Kill a
sparked
Mockingbird,
those
where they're like
every-
it's like a trial. A black man was accused of like raping a woman, whatever, even though like it really wasn't him or whatever. That one like is being banned from certain schools
It has been for a minute.
for being uncomfortable, for making people uncomfortable, and I was like, that's
Yes,
literally the fucking point.
We need to
Generation
talk
snowflakes.
about it.
It
No more
pisses-
hang-ups.
It really pisses me off. Like a lot of people, like that one. Like we all had this conversation before. Like, they're like, why do we even need to learn history? I think you remember this conversation.
I think.
We were like playing games, and somebody we were playing with was like, why do we even need to learn history? Like, who cares about history? It's like, so we don't repeat this fucking things. Like maybe we'll pay attention when a certain kid like fails to go to art school and then becomes a political figure that like very powerful, like gets very powerful very quickly. But we don't need another Hitler.
Well,
Shit, I wonder what would have happened if I didn't get accepted to the Art Institute. No, I'm kidding.
It's terrible. No, but
You got that.
No,
there
I'm all good.
there's books out there that are just banned for no damn reason. Like from what I understand, like Catcher in the Rye is banned because he says "fucking bitch." I think like 3 times within the book of itself.
That book should be banned just because it's a bad book.
Yeah, it's just bad. I don't even want to read it. Like, this
Like,
is
that
bad.
kid, fucking Holden Caulfield.
J.D. Salinger wrote that one.
I think so.
I have no idea.
There's like 3 other books way better. If you're reading Catcher in the Rye, read Franny and Zooey. That's a good one. Or Zoe. It's just 2 O's with the name Zoe.
It's Zoe.
It's just weird. Why would you spell it like that?
Dude, people spell Ashley like Ashleigh.
You know he was a hermit?
Huh?
He was a hermit?
Ashley?
No. Maybe. No, but
I met one with
J.D.
Ashley.
Salinger was a hermit. He lived in most of his life in seclusion. When he died, they actually went through he was a hoarder too. He was living in like stacks and stacks of paper of novels he had written that never were published. He was a genius, but he did not like people.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure it was J.D. Salinger. If not, maybe Jack Kerouac, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote
I'm
me on that
curious.
with a grain of salt.
I'm curious. What kind of person was this Ashley of yours?
Oh yeah, because I said I met that Ashlyn, Ashleigh. It was a camp. It was a diabetes camp.
Okay, yeah, I would have.
She was one of the leaders of my bunk.
She said diabetes camp, not fat camp.
No, I just said that sounds like a South Park episode. I don't know.
I remember there's 2 types.
I know. I'm not being
This is the type
ignorant.
1.
She's obviously
Type 1.
she's not the biggest person here.
She's like my favorite.
Andrea?
Yeah, like the diabetic ever. Like she's awesome.
I'm like the only one you know.
Yeah, I know my grandpa. He's pretty cool, but like I guess the female.
That's type 2.
Yeah, there you go. I love diabetics. Don't sue me.
You're just digging yourself a bigger hole.
I'm
Dude.
being serious. Like, I actually always talk to her about it. I think it's actually.
I'm pretty sure there's some diabetics who are complete assholes.
Oh, I mean, I bet,
For
but
sure.
like, I'm always
Like, I'm pretty sure that Ashley was a total bitch.
Well, she wasn't a diabetic. She was just the camp counselor.
Oh, I was like, this bitch infiltrated.
See, Ocean 12 diabetes.
That's enough.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm back
About
to
high
it.
since you got.
But like I was serious, like every time she tells me about like the stuff she's gone through and the procedures and all this, and actually the way she tests her blood sugar and everything, it's always fascinating to me. I actually ask a lot of questions. I find it very interesting.
I like to talk about it. I mean, if somebody asks me a question, I'll explain it. I like to.
You should be the poster child, like definitely. Like you should
No,
do TED Talks.
I do not take care of myself well.
I'm not there
It's
yet.
like, today, diabetes with Andrea.
But definitely, like once you're a fireman, you should totally talk about it. Like you should do
Jinx
like vlogs and stuff like that.
Speaking of that, one of my friends, one of my coworkers, his brother, really
Twice
big
removed.
dude, he slimmed down a lot and he got into the firefighter crew. I think it was in Edinburgh.
So
I
he
think.
got into
Yeah.
the firefighter? How'd they
At
meet?
a
He's the
station?
fire.
Is it?
Yeah.
You became the fire.
I was like, oh, how'd they meet? That's so nice. No.
No.
Anyway, congratulations, brother. Yeah.
Hey, congrats.
We really. Oh, never mind. I'm like,
You can never get it right.
I'm like, I'm just trying to be in the zone.
You know what? I'm gonna clip in. Well, not in this episode, but like eventually I'm gonna make a little clip of all the failed recordings. Well, that would mean I have to stop deleting them.
That would
'Cause
be
I would've-
awesome.
Yeah.
Blooper reel.
I've been deleting them because
fucking deleting.
I'm fucking paranoid of the amount of storage space I have in there. Even though
You have
I
enough.
Yeah, but
relax.
it builds up very quickly.
It really
Luckily,
does.
well-
the more fun we have, the more.
Yes. So when
Man.
it gets full, the computer starts speaking to you with the numbers again.
Oh my gosh, he's a huge Black Ops fan.
The numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely nothing.
I'm gonna strap you into a chair just so you get the full experience.
I would love that.
Make your eyes open.
I need to get for Halloween. I want.
with that.
Oh,
Nah. I think
Oh,
one of the
we found out
episodes I'm gonna be
Alan
wearing
is a
like a straight jacket. I'll just be like, I like the movie.
I had an ex whose fantasy was she would tell me, she was like, yeah, what I want is like to be in a straight jacket in long socks and then we have sex in the back of your truck. I'm like,
I just want a normal girl. For once.
like with the tailgate.
A pig in a blanket.
I like a roast beef sandwich and have a large Coke. It's from a
Hey,
documentary.
I think kinks are, I mean, people like what they like, and I'm trying not to.
There was nothing
be
wrong.
too-
There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
what she said.
I like feet.
But this guy,
We're talking about kinks, and then they shut me down. I just play, but yeah, no.
I mean, just being out with it.
kinks.
Yeah, feet.
Yeah.
I don't
what?
know why.
I've always been curious. What about the feet?
It's not all feet actually. It's some girls have pretty feet, some girls don't. And it's usually
Well, that's what my question though. Because I
it's-
don't have a foot fetish.
All
What
right.
makes a foot pretty? Like,
toenails, the way they keep their toenails. If they're painted, I'm down with that.
lead free, right?
Huh?
Lead free, right? Because you don't want to be like.
I mean, I don't put them in my mouth like that. I'm not that weird. Like I kiss them a bit, I'll rub them, but like nothing weird, you know.
Ladies.
Like and like
What about? Can I say this?
like big old dodo feet.
No, I'm just saying.
Bunions.
No, put your So would you have your penis in the middle too?
Not
A foot job?
That's what it
Yeah.
was. That's what you're talking about.
I thought I don't know. Sometimes I have a really innocent mind. I thought she was gonna be like, "What if you went with your feet, hers with hers, and
We
you were
put
like
it together like
Oh,
that.
that's
We're both butt naked and we're putting it like this. No.
What kind of position is that?
Like it's like I'm like this and she's like that too.
I came.
No. That's called the foot job, and I have never.
I can't end the video
I
like
have
this.
never received a foot job before, but I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
I'm not, because that's sexy. So I'm into that, but no, I have never received one yet. But yeah, and there's actually
Goes to an Avalon spa.
ladies. Nah, just.
Oh my god!
But that's some insight. Yeah, she's absolutely right. Everybody has their kinks. Some cool, and then like some, like let's just do it in the privacy of your truck.
my truck. Get your own fucking truck.
It's Dirty Mock and the boys in the slab.
And the
shack.
boys all giving you a foot job.
Hey, the Saturdays are for the boys. No, just playing, but it's
My Saturday has been ruined.
you're not coming over on the weekends anymore, Howard. No, but yeah, that's not the weirdest kink I've heard. There's guys who like to watch girls sit on balloons. Yeah, there's a whole balloon fetish out there.
There's like inflation fetish.
and there's
where it's
clown
like-
porn.
And then there's vor. Y'all heard of vor?
No.
Where you like essentially eat somebody, like whole, so like it's like you're a snake and you swallow the other person whole like completely.
So like you're in a onesie and
You had my attention, but now you have my interest.
I'm just trying to figure out how this works.
Well, I think it's just a fantasy of it. Like nobody's actually eaten.
so they're like in a bed sheet like this.
But like, anybody else concerned with like inflation porn? Like, what did they just watch? Like Venezuela's like economic decline? Like, or what?
All right, you know what? Let's
Stonks.
look up some. I'm kidding. We want people to be able to watch this in public, not like.
Or at least in the privacy of their own library computer. No, nobody's seen that.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Like I don't want to
It's
see.
a reference to all the dirty people who
I don't want to
watch
see
porn on
Kike over there
library.
like fucking the line at the DMV, and he's like watching our podcast, and then suddenly we're just looking up a bunch of people blowing up.
Just blowing up.
in Better Call Saul, there's a guy who's they're trying to get him get out of jail free card, and they tell him that the stuff he was embarrassed about, like people finding in his home because the cops were looking through it, was telling me have pieing videos, and he's like, "What's pieing?" And it's like when you make a very sad face and you put your naked bottom inside of a pie and you mush it. Men are willing to pay good money for it. So I guess somewhere out there's a fetish where grown people pay to watch somebody sit naked on a pie.
It's Rule 34. If it
Yeah,
exists, there's porn of it.
And with
Oh
that,
God! And we put ourselves on the internet.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I had a little smile and it just went down. I was like,
Maybe we don't want to be popular.
Show me what you got.
just Alan.
Just me.
Yeah,
You got my
DM him.
position. I won't sue.
NFT Alan.
Don't DM the channel because that'll come to me.
NFT Alan. Do it.
I'll put it on the
Do
screen
it.
right here. Here's Alan's number.
Oh.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I have a hard enough time hiding from debt collectors and police. Don't give my number out.
Here's his Facebook. How's that? Make your own YouTube channel. Vlog.
Maybe
Let's
once I
all,
get like a GoPro.
I'm trying to set up like
Whatever.
my own vlog channel. You've already got your own.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
so-
just start posting some more.
And then I don't know if you would want to.
Maybe.
Well, we need to
Yeah.
wait for interesting things to actually happen.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want to be like, yay, here's episode 35 of the vlog. I'm going to make more smoothies. Bye.
Not to spoil anything, but it could be next week. Could be this Friday.
Oh,
So
With the grain of
I just
salt.
thought of something. I guess my vlogs, I'll make a theme of it. Me getting in shape for next year's trip to Yellowstone. Because we need to be able to do like several miles, like 12 miles of walking in a day.
yeah.
And
We did that in 3 hours.
I know. It's good.
So
I'll
I
do
know
it.
I have a route that I used to run that was 12 miles. It's been a few years, but I can make my way doing that again. I just need to remember how I timed myself to actually make it to that point. But and then we have to do that with something heavy on my back, like a backpack. But I'll figure it out. That'll be the point of my vlogs. You know, trying to get in shape, getting healthy, going to the gym.
I'll probably make my own separate like fitness YouTube channel thing.
We need a.
I'm trying to do like a video where like a channel where I get baked and do stuff.
Baking with Baked, Alan.
Yeah, getting baked with Baked Alan. Something like that.
We should do those exercise videos like we used to.
Down.
Do you still have that footage of?
Step aerobics?
I really don't want to release this.
You delete everything, I keep everything.
I need. Well,
so, yes,
I
do.
Yeah.
You have that hard drive you guys are trying to fix forever with a bunch of gold. Like there's gold in it, not like it's made out of it.
Well, like there's a video somewhere in his archive where at Edinburgh Municipal Park there's a track going around the park, and then there's like exercise equipment, and there's one like it's almost like a jungle gym, but not really. It just goes up and then goes down. We had the idea, you know what? Let's parkour or whatever, and climb up on all fours, and then climb down
on all fours.
On all fours, and
Head
both
first.
of us were like,
Nope.
once we got to the top, we had to go forward, and we're like, we just froze.
Yep.
We're like, I don't know how to do this. Like, where do I?
I'm like, God damn it, Eddie, I'll do it. And then I was like, oh fuck. Shit.
It was. We look so pathetic. Like we're over here trying to be like fitness. Like, or he's trying to be a fitness YouTuber, and I'm just trying to like be a YouTuber, and we look like fucking pussies. Like, it was pretty bad.
I don't mind showing it. Everyone has a beginning.
Yeah. Like, I
We
don't
all
want
start
to.
with 0 followers.
I don't want to start out as a pussy. Well, you are what you eat.
I like the journey. It's how you get there, Eddie.
Back to that whole. It's not about the trip to Mordor, you know.
No,
Wait,
it's
no, it's about
the
the.
journey.
I'm just. And I haven't even.
And with
smoked.
that, it's time to wrap up this episode. Again, like I said, we're not experts in anything we talked about. Take everything we say with a grain of salt. One last thing, though. Just want to say something real quick, because it's been something I've been wanting to talk about for a little bit, like about a week, but I couldn't last week. About a week ago, my old roommate from San Antonio, when I moved in, his name was Eric Hernandez. Unfortunately, I received news from another dear friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, that he had recently passed away. The cause of death was indeed COVID-19. And my heart goes out to his family. I mean, when I moved into San Antonio, everyone knows what it's like. Like, you move out for the first time, your family goes with you, they drop you off, you all say your goodbyes, and they leave. And it barely hit me once my family left. Like, shit, I'm all alone here. I don't know anybody in this town. I'm kind of terrified of how things are gonna go, and I'm like lying in my bed, just like, fuck, what now? And I just hear a knock on my door. I'm like, what's going? Like, who could that be? I thought it'd be somebody from the school. And when we got to my dorm, on my room, in my actual room door, I saw "Welcome, Eduardo." I was like, oh, I thought the school put it up. No, it was him. And that knock on my door was him. Like, hey, my name's Eric. I've been here for a few years. I'm one of your new roommates, because we had 4 people to a room an apartment. And he was like, let me show you around. And he showed me, like, yeah, here's the quickest way to school. If it's full of traffic, take this road. And like, we got along super well. He's a great roommate. He was all around great guy. And honestly, if it's thanks to him introducing me to David that we're working on a documentary. If I hadn't met him, and if it wasn't through the people his friends that he introduced me to, that 3 a.m. knock on my door that actually got me started in film, I probably wouldn't have any of this, to be honest. So, like, if anything, Eric indirectly helped me get to where I am now, and it really sucks that we lost him. I'm not entirely sure. I think he was an only child, so I can only imagine what his mom's going through. But again, rest in peace, my dear brother. I miss you. I was hoping that we'd see you at the premiere, but we're dedicating not only this episode, but the whole project to you. So.
You can cry, Eddie. It's your show. You can go for it.
I'm not.
You're among friends.
No, yeah.
No, I'm
And our
good.
viewers.
I get it. It's rough. I've lost a couple too, so it's hard. It is.
No, I'm like, I've done my thinking on the whole thing, and I'm fine now. It's just,
Heartbreak.
yeah, it's not something you think of, especially because he was I think he was only like 30, or not even. I don't even think he was even in his 30s yet. But
Around that.
yeah, I'm pretty. It's hard to say because it's been 7 years since I last saw him. But when we started this documentary, like our producer, he was talking to our producer because they were friends long before I came in the picture, and he was like, it was him that was like, hey, do you still remember that guy, my old roommate? And if anything, he's the one that kicked it off of getting in touch with me. So yeah, like look at the people around you, whether it be friends or family, and think about them. Let them know you appreciate them, because you never know when they're going to be suddenly gone, taken from your life. And it really sucks that this is how we had to go. But if anything, I think he's probably in a better place now than we could ever be. Hope for him to be. So, and he was an amazing guy. So if he's going anywhere, he's going to a good place. So again, thank you so much, Eric. And as for the audience, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Take care.